Hi everybody. Okay, I wanted to do another video on this series because this is gonna get a little personal for me, but I hope not too much. Okay. This show debuted in 2018. In 2018, I was going through some personal stuff, and this show helped me a little bit with that. Because, alright, I talk about this a bit in my hello video, but not that much. I don't think. Maybe I did, but to me it didn't seem like a lot. Um, I lost some. I lost somebody very dear to me in October 2018, and it took a while for me to fully process it. And if I'm being completely honest, um, there are some things that you'll never fully process, but you process enough to be able to move on with your life. So I'm at that point. But okay. So at the time I was going through my own stuff and this show helped me to process a bit. Now, also I didn't get to say goodbye to this person, so that was kind of hard. So I was hoping that the show would help me do that in some way or another. I can honestly say that it has now, but it's taken 6 years, give or take. Definitely 5. Because, okay, the show lasted 5 years. However, I did not watch the series finale when it came out. I don't know, I just wasn't into the show anymore, and, I was watching other things, and I was trying to get away from that. So I didn't want to be reminded of it constantly. So I backed away. So I got a Hulu subscription for a month just to see what's on there as of now. And one of the shows on there is A Million Little Things. And they have all the seasons on there. So I did the brave thing and watched the last episode. Um, I was prepared and not prepared at the same time. Okay, so spoiler alert, I'm gonna ruin it for people who haven't seen it yet. And you may be a year or whatever behind like I was, so that's why I'm saying it. Okay. So the show focused on these 4 friends, um, who met at different times, but at the same time, and they were all Boston Bruins fans, the hockey team. And they would get tickets. They had tickets every week. And the one character unalived in the first episode, and it was very shocking. And yeah, okay. So the rest of the series was how everybody else coped with it, and their other life situations too. And of course, with different people and different adults, you have a lot of different situations because you have the adult situations and then the kids, like if they have kids, the kids situations, and how do you mesh the two and all that stuff. Okay, so there was a guy on the show named Gary. Now initially his name was Gary. His real name is Javier, but I'll get there. All right. So uh, Gary was the one who pulled everyone together and gave everyone a laugh no matter what was going on. And he kind of felt like a parent to the rest of the group. And so his job, quote unquote job, in the group was keeping the group together, you know, keeping them on course. And so when people would go and do their own thing and they didn't agree with it, then he would feel like he was bad at his job, which he wasn't, because if you really think about it, you can't really help somebody unless they want to be helped. And sometimes you gotta go your own way to figure out that's not the way to go. And all that stuff. Okay? So, turns out a couple years into the series that Javier is the name of Gary's father. The reason why Gary doesn't have a good relationship with his father is because he denied Gary. Gary denied his Spanish heritage, and his father didn't appreciate that. But then Gary didn't appreciate how his father wasn't really a father. So there was that bone of contention there. So it comes full circle because okay, here's the sad part and then here's the good part. The sad part is right after Gary and his father meet, they try to come to like sort of uh, agreement, peace, but he passes away. The father passes away. And then later on in the series, Gary finds out he's gonna have a child with his girlfriend turned wife, and that was a whole journey in itself because she was really reluctant to be in a relationship. She thought she didn't need anybody. So they get in a relationship, they get married, and they want children. But then it turns out that he can't have kids because he's got some sort of cancer. I forget what it is. I think it's bone cancer. But anyway, so they're reluctant to have kids because they don't know how long he has to live. Okay, so we're now into 5 years, and he's lived so far, but you can tell that he's not gonna make it. So apparently, the kind of cancer he has is very hard, very painful. So he just doesn't want to be in pain anymore. His friends disagree with his situation, disagree with his decision about the situation. But they all come to terms with what he wants. So the final episode is where he has decided what he wants to do, and his friends are going to help him. Two of his friends are going to help him. But then his wife, Maggie, is there too. So she says, "No, I'll take care of it. You guys go to the house and just, and kind of enjoy yourself and just be there." So what happens is, well, this is about to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but this is about to happen. And so all the other friends are there at the house and they're telling good stories about Gary, right? And and then she helps him, which is not ideal, but given the situation. So he ultimately unalives, obviously. And then you get to see in the future, and you have to know that their child at this point, when he unalives, is very young. So they go into the future when he's 16, when the son is 16 years old. And they named him Javi, which is after his father, but after his grandfather as well. Because on the tombstone it says Javier Mendez Jr. Okay? Okay, so the son is named Javi too. Javy. Okay? And turns out that he knows a lot of Spanish and everything else. Okay? So he had made a tape, and on his 16th birthday he was supposed to play the tape, and say, I'm sorry I'm not there, but I'm always going to be there, that kind of stuff. So imagine me, I'm watching this, I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm like, okay, this is not good, this is not good, okay, I get it, this is not good. But it was really like, it was sad, obviously, but very cathartic too. So, um, and to be honest, I mean, I understand why they left it on that note because they kind of started on that note in a way, and so it's kind of full circle, but then it's kind of sad too. But then also, you get to see in the future that Maggie is thinking about dating again, so that's good. But it's just sad because it's like bittersweet. But it's worth a watch. But I have to say that if you're gonna watch it, you first of all you have to get a Hulu subscription, but then also you have to start from the beginning because if you start at the end, it's not gonna make that much sense as if you start from the beginning because you have to know all the players before you can watch. So, all right, bye guys.